All right, Illinois fans, the bracket is out. So let's take a look at the Big Ten, where they're going to be at. Starting in the West, Gonzaga, a number one seed. And let's see. Iowa. Iowa will be in the West. So Iowa versus Grand Canyon. They should handle that. Then they get Oregon or VCU. They should handle that. And then you have one of these four teams. Iowa should be able to handle those, no problem, in all honesty. So let's see, Iowa to there, then Iowa to here, then Iowa to here. And then from here, let's see, you have Gonzaga. I haven't seen Gonzaga play, um, but if you have seen them play, if I'm guessing Gonzaga, I'm just guessing, I don't know this, but I'm going to guess that Gonzaga has maybe 4 to 5 players from Europe that are like 25 or 30 years old. I'm going to guess that's what's going on at Gonzaga, but I could be completely wrong. If you know about Gonzaga, let me know. Is it just a bunch of European grown men on the team, or is it college age kids? Let me know. I don't know. But Iowa, can they beat Gonzaga? I haven't seen Gonzaga play, but I've seen Iowa play. And I know this much. I know Iowa played in a way, way tougher conference than Gonzaga did. So, Iowa versus Gonzaga. Um, could Iowa beat them? Why not? I think they could. And so you look at this side. Who would Iowa meet on this side? Ohio State. They should beat Oral Roberts. Ohio State should beat any of those two teams. You come here. Ohio State should win that. So then Purdue should handle that. Purdue should handle Villanova if they play like they should. And then Wisconsin, I tell you what, that's a matchup right here. This is already this is going to be a game right here. This is a game. North Carolina, Wisconsin, Wisconsin. They're tested. Wisconsin gets past them. I tell you what, Wisconsin will give Baylor. They could give them a game. I mean, they really could. But let's just say Baylor makes it. So Baylor versus Ohio State. Um, Ohio State could win that game. We know Dwayne Washington Jr. If he gets hot, that's the great equalizer. If he's hot, they could beat Baylor. So it could happen. It could be Ohio State versus Iowa, or it could be Gonzaga versus Baylor. I mean, we'll see. I'm hoping it's Iowa versus Ohio State. Um, we go here. Michigan should handle that. Um, but now you get to this matchup. They're missing Isaiah Livers. That could hurt them. They could be upset right here. What I'm hoping is for Michigan. I'm hoping that Hunter Dickinson is a focal point. I hope what Illinois did for Kofi, Michigan will do for him. He's got to be your number one option. Every time you get down there, he's got to touch the ball. Let him eat. The dude is a young beast. Let him eat. If they do that, they can get past these teams right here, and then they could get past any of these teams. As long as they feed Hunter Dickinson, they can make it past these teams. But if they don't do that, they could lose any of these games, honestly. Then we go down here. We got Maryland in there. Maryland, you're from the Big Ten, so I think they could be Connecticut. Then they take on most likely Alabama. Maybe they get beat by Alabama, but the Big Ten is the Big Ten. Maybe they get past them. Um, but Michigan, they can make it here. Maybe they take on Alabama when they get here, or Texas, or maybe Maryland surprises everybody. Maybe they make it. But Michigan, I'm telling you right now, Hunter Dickinson is the key. If he is the focal point, you have a chance. If he's not the focal point, you've got no chance. For Iowa, um, it's pretty simple. Luca, and those other guys hitting the threes. As long as they're hitting their threes, they've got a chance to beat anybody over here. Ohio State, it's all about can Dwayne Washington Jr. can he get hot when they need it the most? That's what it's going to determine. That's going to determine their outcome. So yeah, so we come over Michigan State, UCLA represent the Big Ten. Michigan State, go ahead and win that game. So they win that game, then they're playing BYU. They can win that game. Michigan State in the tournament. I mean, let's represent. Then they get Texas maybe. So Michigan State's got a chance. We know in the tournament, we know Michigan State can turn it on in the tournament, so they've got a chance. All right. But looking at this, there's a real shot that um, Iowa, it could be in the Final Four. I mean, it's a legitimate shot. It could be Iowa, Ohio State, Michigan, and Illinois. So let's look at Illinois' bracket. Should handle Drexel. Hopefully, Loyola Chicago will win this game. Love to see it. Um, they put them up against Illinois. I wish I could have seen them somewhere else to see them do good. But Illinois, I got them winning that game. Oklahoma State, they got a star player, and if Illinois chooses to let that star player destroy them, that could be an upset. So I'm concerned. I'm concerned about Oklahoma State's star player because Illinois, they have a tendency to let star players do star things. But Illinois should beat them. Looking at this, West Virginia, haven't seen them play at all. So, um, but still, you're from the Big Ten conference. I mean, you've beat some really good teams. There's no reason why you shouldn't be able to. Houston, number 2 seed, didn't see him play this year, so I don't know about them. But I do know this: I seen Illinois play at Wisconsin, at Michigan, at Ohio State, then Rutgers, Iowa, Ohio State. I did see that, and I can tell you this: Houston, Oklahoma State, Baylor, Gonzaga. Name me a team who has more impressive wins at the end of the season than Illinois. Nobody. Period. So I got Illinois coming out this bracket. So Illinois, it literally could be. I am so thrilled. I'm not joking. It could be Illinois, Michigan, Iowa, and Ohio State in the Final Four. This was my dream scenario, and it could happen. How amazing would that be for the Big Ten? How amazing would it be? I would love it. So Illinois versus Michigan, we already know Illinois will win that game. So Illinois in the title game, Iowa versus Ohio State. It's always about Dwayne Washington Jr. If he catches fire and goes bananas, Ohio State can win that game. But Iowa, if their little players, if they can make their threes and go bananas, Iowa can win. That would be a great game. That'd be a great game. Whoever wins that wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised who won that game. But you'd have a rematch. Illinois would be in a rematch of Ohio State and Iowa. Either one, I've got Illinois winning. So Illinois, I got them winning the championship, and I'll be crying tears of happiness. That's how I see. That's how I hope the bracket works out. I'm sure most people are going to take Gonzaga all the way through, but Iowa's no joke. Okay, they're no joke. So I'm not gonna. I really do believe they can make it to the Final Four. A lot of people are gonna have Baylor making it, but I'll tell you what, Ohio State, they're tested. I got Ohio State. I really believe that. I'm sincere. I believe it. Michigan, big question mark. I'm not sincere. I am not sincere with them going to the Final Four because the injury to Isaiah, and also I don't think they're going to make Hunter Dickinson the focal point of the offense. They're not going to make him like a Kofi because that's what they should do, but I don't think they're going to do that. So, Michigan, I don't really think they're going to make it. I think that injury to Isaiah and the fact that they will not make Hunter Dickinson the focal point of their offense will prevent them from going to the Final Four. So instead of them going to the Final Four, we're left with Alabama or Texas or Florida State. Who knows? But I would love to see Michigan in the Final Four. Illinois, I'm concerned about Oklahoma State because they got a player who can score. I'm very concerned. But Illinois should win. They should win. So I'm extremely confident. I'm confident. Well, I'm confident about Illinois, but man, oh, and I'm confident about Ohio State. Confident about Iowa. Not so confident about. I wouldn't put money on Michigan making it, but I hope they do. I hope they do. So Big Ten fans, Illinois, Michigan, Iowa, Ohio State. Let's just say Iowa versus Illinois, the rematch. Ohio State versus Illinois, the rematch. How cool would that be? And then Illinois, the Big Ten champion. That would go down as the greatest season in the history of a conference for the NCAA tournament. I don't even have to look this up. I know there hasn't been four teams in the Final Four from the same conference. Now maybe that's happened, but I highly doubt that's happened. So I'm excited. I am excited. I can't wait. I want to watch Gonzaga play. I want to see how good they really are. I'm telling you what, if Gonzaga, if I tell you what, Oklahoma, Missouri, um, that's an intriguing game. I mean, that could be intriguing. It really could. Other than that, the tournament's going to be wild. It's going to be crazy. Can't wait for it. So hopefully, all the Big Ten teams will represent Purdue. Purdue's got a chance. We don't talk about Purdue. We talk about Illinois, Ohio State, Iowa, Michigan. We don't talk about Purdue. But Purdue, here's your chance. Here's your chance to beat North Texas, to beat Villanova, and then Wisconsin. Here's your chance. Beat North Carolina, and then beat Baylor. I tell you what, Wisconsin beats Baylor. I'm going to be excited. I'm an Illinois fan, but I tell you what, when the Big Ten wins in the tournament, I'm happy. I am thrilled. I'm excited. And if Wisconsin can beat North Carolina, I'm excited. And if they beat Baylor, I mean, I am super excited. And same thing with Purdue, Ohio State, Iowa, um, Michigan State, Michigan, Maryland. I am rooting for you, but please believe me. Obviously, I want Illinois to win it, just like you guys want your favorite team to win it. But I hope that you guys are Big Ten fans also. I hope that you all want the Big Ten to be in the Final Four only. I hope that you guys want Illinois to be in that Final Four. I hope you want Maryland, Michigan State, or Michigan in that Final Four. I hope you want Iowa in that Final Four. I hope you want Wisconsin or Ohio State in that Final Four because that would be so amazing. It really would be. So, those are my thoughts on the tournament, how it's going to shake out. So, for the record, I've got Illinois, Ohio State, and Iowa as a lock in the Final Four. Michigan is not a lock. But if Michigan comes out and they make Hunter Dickinson their focal point, the main offensive threat, I feel more confident. I feel confident Michigan can make it to the Final Four, but we'll see what happens. All right, so it all starts with Michigan State, UCLA. Let's go, Michigan State. Come on, Spartans. Let's win that game. And then you play BYU. Let's win that game. Let's go. All right. I'm Illinois, and I cannot wait for the tournament. I am excited. Illinois, a number one seed in the Midwest. And I couldn't be happier with that. Nice. So, but this Oklahoma State, oh, I keep seeing it. They got a score on Oklahoma State. They got somebody who can score. Oh, I don't like it. I don't like it because I'm telling you, Ohio State fans know what I'm talking about. When you have a player on your team who can catch fire, who can go on a scoring binge, that's dangerous. That is dangerous. You don't like to see that. So I'm concerned with that game. I'm going to be watching that game. If that's how it plays out, I'm going to be I'm going to be watching it. I'm going to be on the edge of my seat. I tell you that. But yeah. So all right, that's all I got to say about that. So Iowa, Ohio State, Michigan, Illinois, Final Four. Illinois wins it all. That's what I'm going with. So ILL, I hear it. I and I.